wish you good health.
Greetings.
The thing is, today is my last day of vacation. We are in the city of Dnipro and met with Hennady, who always presents us with shell casings decorated in the Petrykivka painting style. Here are 2 more shell casings that we will raffle off when we have a fundraiser. But Hennady had this idea, and today we made it happen. Tell me, who do you want to introduce us to today?
I want to introduce you to a team that does incredible things, that helps with their skill and dedication. And today we will meet the masters of Petrykivka painting, Nedilko Larysa Borisivna and also Novitska Valentyna Hrihorivna.
Let's go. Friends, today we will introduce you to incredible women, masters of Petrykivka painting, who use their creativity to help our defenders. It would seem that an ordinary artillery shell casing is a symbol of war and destruction. But in their hands, it turns into a work of art that brings hope, beauty, and support. We raffle off these painted shell casings among donors, and each one has its own unique story. So let's listen to these stories together and start our introduction to Valentyna Novitska. Valentyna, tell us, where are you from and how did you get into Petrykivka painting?
I'm from Podylia, from Khmelnytsky region. I studied at an art school there. When I was still a child, a schoolgirl, and then I was a student at the Kamyanets-Podilsky Food College, and that's how I ended up in Dnipro. And I probably never picked up a paintbrush. I have a slightly different focus, bread baking. I hadn't picked up a paintbrush for about 20 years, maybe even more, until the war started. And my brother went to fight on the front line in the 93rd Brigade, and there was a need through volunteers to paint shell casings and help them that way. And that's how I had to pick up a paintbrush and start painting. My husband helped me process and paint them, and I did the painting. And I really wanted to combine both Petrykivka painting, which is from Dnipropetrovsk, and Podylia together. And maybe that's why my painted shells turn out the way they do.
So you didn't count?
My soul is in the shell, because I put more than just painting into it. And in every shell, there's a story. For example, I had shells painted with a stork. I was inspired by the fact that in Venetia region, when a guy was being buried, storks also came to say goodbye to him. And I painted this shell with a stork.
And what's the story of this shell?
The story of this shell is about poppies.
Let me show you.
These are our poppies. These are our boys who are at the front. Some of them are wounded. And this is their symbol, that we know about them. We remember them, even those who are in hospitals. And that's why there's a shell casing, but there is light at the end of this tunnel. And I also wanted to pass on the Ukrainian embroidery, the Ukrainian strength to this shell casing, because our Ukrainians are unbreakable. And this is the strength of our people. Which has been with us since ancient times and will always be with us, no matter what happens. And I want the guys to believe and know that they are not alone. This strength is here and in Dnipro, and we help and support them with it. Let it be a shell, let people donate, let them know, let the guys know that they are not alone there, we are here. And every brush stroke of mine is for them.
Super. It's very important when people get something for helping the armed forces of Ukraine, and it has a story, and it's not just for nothing. You help, they help, and together that's where the strength comes from.
And together we are unity, together we are strength, and we will endure, and Ukraine will thrive. That's for sure.
And how long does it take to paint one shell casing?
I'll tell you this, I approach each shell casing thoughtfully. It could be that the shell casing is at home with me, I just look at it and I think I'm searching for its story. Each shell casing tells its own story. and I can think about it for a week or two, but I can paint it in just one night.
Really?
Yes, I sat and painted it. I painted this shell from about 2 in the afternoon until 11 at night.
Really? Yes. And tell me, what are your favorite colors? I see that you have a black background.
More black? Right now it's more black. But when we win, it will be white. Or maybe it will be white in winter. That's the mood right now. I want to share it. I have these physalis. They grew in my mom's garden in Khmelnytskina. And I really wanted viburnum. It's a symbol of our Ukraine.
And I see this technique here. It's kind of 3D. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not very visible on camera. I'll show you.
3D, yes, I wanted to try this technique.
It's kind of raised here, yes. And what's the story here?
And here is the story of our autumn, but it's not all that sad, yes. I think everything will be fine. Ukraine will prosper. And these symbols on the Vyshyvanka, that's what they're about. Even though it's autumn, we stand strong and we will endure. And everything will be all right because we have strength. We've shown the whole world how strong we are.
And what do you think, what do shell casings mean for a donor who receives these shell casings? What does it mean to them to receive one?
I think if he donated, he joined us, he joined our victory, and he will be a part of our story, the story of Ukraine's victory. And I think he won't regret what he did. And he will stand together with us. And this is help for our guys who really need it. They need it so much. And I know this, it's not just words, it's firsthand. I know where this money goes and what it's used for. Because the guys say there are salaries, but there aren't any. Those salaries go to their own needs. I know that, no.
Yes.
Not from the reports.
Yes, and I see you brought, what's it called, an easel or what? It's an easel, yes. And can we paint or add something to the shell?
We can add something to the shell. This is the minimum set I use. Regular acrylic paints. The only thing I didn't bring with me is the structural paint, which I used to make these raised elements. I actually wanted to combine many things that can be on the shell. This is structural paint, acrylic, and these are permanent markers that I also use. Let me show you how I do it. The brushes, by the way, are handmade. Cat brushes.
Cat brushes?
Cat brushes.
They also say the squirrel ones are good, right?
But cat brushes are good for this, too. That's how we apply it. With a brush.
And before you paint on the shell, do you make a sketch on paper? No. So everything is spontaneous like that?
No, everything is spontaneous like that.
Everything that's in your head?
Just like in my head, I see it that way. I made the viburnum. I want this leaf. I want one like that. I wanted to add an oak here too. And an acorn. And the oak is a symbol of the 93rd.
Does it ever happen that you draw a leaf but you don't like it, so you redo it?
No, I never have a case where I don't like it. I immediately place the brushes the way I feel it. I think about it and then I just go for it.
Super, thank you. Thank you for such a story and for this kind of masterclass.
And thank you to the Model Life channel, which brings us together. And God willing, may it prosper. And God willing, may Ukraine win. And we were watching Model Life. Our most beautiful corners of our Ukraine.
And our second craftswoman is Larysa Nedilko. I'll show her work right away. So you understand, because in a couple of weeks we'll have a raffle and Larysa's creation will also be at the auction. So Larysa, tell us how you are.
First of all, I thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Opportunity, we'll thank each other later. Tell people how you actually came to Petrykivka painting and how you create such beautiful works.
I've been painting Petrykivka since 2012. It all started with decorating my summer house. There, I was noticed and invited to the school as a folk artist. God also gave me the opportunity to teach children and realize my talent. A lot of children have enrolled in our art school, art college. One child studied art in Italy while the others were scattered elsewhere. I don't know how the girl is doing in the Baltics. God showed me mercy and gave me this opportunity. I fulfilled myself. I paint on everything. I paint walls, dishes. Well, I don't just paint. And I sing. By the way, my name is Petrykivka.
Well, go ahead and tell us. Will you sing for us now?
All right, I sing in an amateur band. And you know, well, Petrykivka, there is a main part, like a verse. And there is like a chorus, little details. I have a complete association. Well, that's very good. Oh, I can't express to you this satisfaction, this happiness, creative fulfillment. And I sing in the group Diva Colori. We're amateurs, we sewed our own costumes and we performed. By the way, we took first place at the choir battle. We were judged by the choir master of the Petrykivka choir, and Kozak Siromaka recognized us. So we will sing again, brothers, while we still have strength before the march, before the trumpet sounds at sunrise.
Super, super.
So we will sing again.
You are so versatile. We have such a talented woman who both writes and sings. What else do? You said I'm not just that, Adek. I also make motanka dolls, motanka dolls. Yes, I'll show you now. Tell us, what is this?
This is a motanka doll. It should be made on the right day. It should be made on Thursday. There shouldn't be any needles with thread here. Everything is just wrapped. Well, you can still hem the clothes, but for the body itself, everything should only be wrapped. The needle shouldn't touch it. Well, like this. Here, goodness, love, and protection are also put in. This is a beautiful charm, a family one above all. She has a sacred cross on her face. It brings protection, it wards off any trouble.
And if people ask me, if people want to get such motankas from you,
Of course, with pleasure.
you can put the contact information in the description. Let them get in touch.
Yes, here is a skirt with lace, a necklace, a little jacket, and such a beautiful skirt. All of them are so different for me, but all of them have necklaces, lace, scarves, and crosses.
Incredibly beautiful. How did you begin painting on shell casings?
Kennedy found me, offered me this kind of work, and I agreed. Because I realized that it was necessary. How is it for you? Has the war affected you? Oh, thank God, is everyone safe and healthy? Thank God everyone is safe and healthy. My son has been at war since 2014. Dnipro 1 Regiment, thank God everyone is safe and healthy. Wishing everyone health and protection. And I believe in the armed forces of Ukraine. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Everything will be fine.
I know good days will come again, and we will sing to God's songs. The enemy will perish and never return. No more children's deaths, no more dust, no more bullets flying into hearts. We will defeat the enemy, we will defeat the enemy, we will defeat the enemy. We just take action and do it. These are lyrics from a song by Kozak Siromaka.
Yes. By the way, he knew the 93rd Brigade. He made a music video for his song, specifically for the 93rd Brigade.
My son said that he was also assigned to Dnipro 1. He said, I know this guy.
And what do you think? Has the role of art changed during the war?
It's necessary, I'll add more. My grandson, he inspired us, by the way, to participate in this Battle of the Choirs competition. What did the child say? If you had seen it, they went with their father, or maybe they went to their father in Marianka. He says, if you had seen how gloomy the people are there, they are crushed by this war. And how much do they need this song? By the way, we also sang for the guys in Mariinka. They cried. You said it's like homemade hot pies. The boys are standing and crying, and we're singing, and our throats are tight too, but we sing even more powerfully. That's how it was. We'll sing for you, boys. And on the Moto Life channel, we'll sing there too.
Absolutely. I see you brought it.
It's just something I had on hand.
Tell me, are you the one who makes these?
These are my creations, yes.
Tell me, is this a purely Petrykivka painting, or do you add your own personal style?
Yes, every artist has their own style. Their own style, yes.
You can't truly call anyone a purely Petrykivka master.
Purely Petrykivka painting has its main elements. But just like every housewife cooks borscht in her own way, there will never be the same borscht. It's the same here too.
So are there templates in Petrykivka painting? No, just a technique.
By the way, this is actually naive folk art. And they paint with anything that comes to hand. With sticks, pipettes, fingers, brushes. They paint with everything. That's why the style is different. You can paint with your finger or create delicate lace art using the cat itself. It's so delicate. The drawing turns out so refined.
All right. If you had the opportunity to address all the people of Ukraine, to those who are helping the armed forces of Ukraine, what would you say to them right now?
You are doing everything right. The guys need help. Because without our support, we have to help.
Thank you for what you are doing. I want to thank you for sharing your stories, so that people will know that we are not just displaying a shell, we are displaying a soul, a story. And we want us to win as soon as possible. Hennady, thank you for bringing everyone together. This is your idea. You make the boxes. Teamwork, so it's already a team. I wish for this team to become bigger. And even more, I want the war to be over, so we would be painting not shell casings, but something else. Because art heals the soul even in the hardest times. Petrykivka painting on artillery shell casings is not just about beauty, but also about gratitude, memory, faith, and victories. Friends, remember, by helping the army, each of us brings closer the day when instead of gunfire, we will hear only songs and children's laughter. Thanks to all who support the armed forces of Ukraine. Together we are strong. Together we will win. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the armed forces of Ukraine. And Putin is a jerk.
A global terrorist.